have to paint the picture, paint the vision of what success looks like in our industry, and then we have to prove it. Right? So the reason we've been able to bring on talented instructors right now is because we have proven time and time again that we can create a lifestyle that you can be proud of. What's up, guys? Don, I'm here with Stephen Gable, and we're doing a little bit different this episode. We're actually going to be going back and forth and just answering questions that we get, common questions from school owners, whether it be in our private Facebook group, DMs, people that reach out to us, or just strategy calls that we do. So, Stephen, let's start us off.
Yes, sir. So we're getting a lot of questions about leadership. Charleston Taekwondo's leadership program is very different, so they want to know about the leadership and the philosophy behind it.
Yeah, so when it comes to our leadership program, for us, we do it basically to create just more confident kids, right? So for us, a lot of school owners will want to hire the best kids or bring in the best kids. They already enjoy being there, so they think that this person will be a great instructor. But as we know, doing this long enough now, that the most talented kid in your program is not going to be necessarily the best instructor. Even if you look at sports, like professional sports, not the best athlete is the best teammate, right? So what we're looking for are people that fit our culture, that fit inside of our system. They don't have to be the best martial artist, but they either need to be, one, really bought into our system and our culture, or number two, it's a parent that's looking for their kid to gain more confidence, to be around good kids, and to build that camaraderie.
How do you keep your head instructors motivated?
Yeah, that's a great question. So common question I get is, how do we hire and identify and train head instructors, bring them on our team, and then keep them happy, right? So we've had some head instructors that have been in our locations for over a decade. So what does that look like? I think number one, you got to get to know them. You got to get to know who they are, what they enjoy. Some of our staff are highly motivated by money, and that's normal. Some staff are motivated by just doing a really good job, and they want to be a part of a community that's helping people. Both are great, both are correct. It's really up to the individual. So what we do is we bring staff members, again, we identify people that would be a great fit for our culture, that are going to be a great fit for our students, because we know our students intimately, that the things that they enjoy and that they want to get out of our program. We find people that align with our vision, and then we motivate them by setting clear expectations, clear targets for them to hit. So as our school grows, their paycheck grows. And when people are taken care of, they typically stay in our programs longer. And again, making money is great. It's not the end all be all, but if you're making money, it solves the problems of not having money, so that we can really focus on growing the business and growing our community.
Absolutely. And as someone who's joined the organization, I can say the incentive of growing and the competitive nature that we have allow all of us to try to get better and better and better. I'm motivated to be the best Charleston Taekwondo there is, and I know that all the other schools are the same as that. So if we're all moving in the same direction, we're all going to level up.
Absolutely.
What is this thing that makes you and your team so special? So around the country, there's a lot of different organizations. There's a lot of different martial arts this, martial arts that. What makes Charleston Taekwondo so unique and so special?
It's funny, I'm kind of slightly laughing here. So I don't think we're special, to be completely honest. People might think that or say that. I don't feel like we're special. I feel like we're a group of individuals, a group of people that have come together as a team. We have one vision, we have one mission, and we work every day towards it. And I think it really comes down to consistency, right? We have coaching calls with our clients, and it really just comes down to, a lot of times they're just not doing the basics, right? I think people that are really good in any endeavor just never miss the basics. And I think if you can get a group of people that are committed to the same vision and the mission, and are willing to consistently work every single day, put that little bit of extra effort every single day, from the outside looking in, it might look special, but ultimately I think we're just pretty solid at hitting the basics.
Consistency is a superpower.
For sure.
We're clearly in growth mode. We're trying to find new locations. We're trying to establish Charleston Taekwondo as the premier entity right now in our city, soon in our state, eventually in the US. What do you look for in leases?
So number one, we look for some type of TI, so tenant improvement allowance. We also want a free rent period so that we have a runway so that we can have the ability to grow and sign students, so we're not paying rent while we're still doing build out during that phase. But the big thing for us is we're looking for growing communities that again fit our demographic. So we're fortunate now that we do have 7 existing locations, so we can work with our real estate team and see these are other pockets around Charleston and other pockets around the state of South Carolina that fit your current demographic, right? So the types of people people we typically service, where they like to shop, where they like to spend money, how much money they actually make. We're able to quickly identify where those pockets of people are, and then we go to those pockets.
Also, just driving around the areas and getting your gut reactions, gut feelings for it. There's been plenty of spots that online look amazing, and then you drive there and you're like, I don't know if this aligns with the brand and what I want the brand to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best thing I would recommend people to do, they're like, I'm looking at the MLS, I'm not finding anything that looks good for me. I tell them, get in your car and drive. I've found probably half of our locations that were not listed online. They just had a for rent sign in the window. And we drove around, we saw them, we met with the owners, and we got tours of them. And like you said, you just go back to that gut feeling of, is this a good area? Does this fit with our brand? Sometimes we see locations that on paper check out, but my gut feeling says this is not a place I want my brand at. So because of that, I think it is good to spend time looking online, but also guys, drive, get in your car, look around, get a feel for the community, and then just go shop in that area. Yesterday, I was shopping for locations. I stopped, I grabbed a coffee at one place, at another area, I grabbed lunch. I want to get a feel for the community and if it's a great fit for us.
What do you think holds back most martial arts schools from being able to grow to multiple locations or be able to keep instructors? What is the thing that holds people back?
I think one of the big things that holds school owners back is the fact that our industry is so personality driven, right? So that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. And what I mean by that is it's a good thing if you're a very charming, charismatic educator. You're a good person, you're good with people, you have a high EQ, you're able to talk to people, you can read the room, you can figure out exactly what makes people tick and then how your skill set can align with what they want. The downfall is that it's personality driven. So if you lose a head instructor, right? You're probably going to lose a portion of your membership base because they're going to leave because they don't necessarily love you or the brand, right? They love the person they were working with. So that's one thing that we focus on is having instructors hop around, right? We have head instructors, full-time instructors. They can plug and play in any location because we try to get it to where our members love the brand. They love the style of programming we do, not necessarily just the head instructor. So because it's so personality driven, it can be a great thing, it can be a challenging thing. But most instructors or owners, are you someone that people would want to follow? Are you someone that people would want to be like when they grow up? Do you have the moral character that they want to copy, right? Are you fit? Are you in shape? Are you healthy? Are you getting drunk on the weekends, right? What are you spending your free time doing? Do you have free time, right? We have to paint the picture, paint the vision of what success looks like in our industry, and then we have to prove it. Right? So the reason we've been able to bring on talented instructors right now is because we have proven time and time again that we can create a lifestyle that you can be proud of.
Segueing off of that, if you are an instructor who is losing lots of talented staff, if you're someone who keeps a student for X amount of time and then they're like, nah, I want to go do something else, how do you break that cycle?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I would do is first I would put a tourniquet on. So what I mean by that is I would have an intervention, sit everyone down in a room at the school, honestly probably outside of the school. I'd be at a coffee shop or a restaurant and just ask them, what do you think about our business? What do you think about our culture? What do you think about our community? Is this something you're interested in? And if it's not, can you tell me why you're not interested in it? And I think you'll start to get a picture that's being painted of what's going wrong, right? So I think a lot of it is communication. A lot of times we assume that our instructors that are great instructors that are part-timers and in high school, we hope and pray that they're going to stay and not go to college and choose us. Number one, have you had that conversation? Have you talked to them? That's something that we do in our locations is every high schooler that is going off to college soon, if it's someone we've identified that we think would be a great fit in our organization, we simply have lunch with them. We have lunch with their parents and we explain the opportunities that we have in our organization for them to grow. But again, number one, it comes down to communicating that vision to them. And a lot of it's communicating it to the parent as well, because the student might love this and love the opportunity to do this full time, but you got to get the parent on board. They want to know their kid's not going to be living underneath a bridge one day, or maybe living in their basement, right? They want to know that their kid's taken care of, that they can be happy, and that they can support themselves as well. So number one, I would start with having conversations.
For the school owner that is the single owner, the single operator, they are the guy, the only person in the school, who do you hire first?
What I would say, number one, is if you're doing all of the teaching, but you're doing all the lead follow-up, you're answering the phones, you're handling the walk-ins, the first person I would hire would be someone to be basically an admin person, right? They do a lot of different activities. They can answer the phones, they can handle walk-ins, they can sign up people for events, they can put people in your system for trials and for student signups, while you can focus on making sure the product is great, right? You can't outmarket a crappy product, right? If the people come in, you have a lot of people doing trials, but the classes are not fun and they're not great and they're not telling people about them, your business is not going to grow. So it's still up to you, the expert, to grow your business from the mat, right? So first person you hire, admin. The second person you're going to hire is someone to help take over portions of the mat time, right? So now that allows you to become the expert in sales, because no one's going to sell like you, because it's your business, it's your history, it's your art, right? No one's going to be able to sell as good as you. And even if you're not great at sales, now is the time to get great at sales. So again, number one, hire an admin person. Number two, we're going to have people, and it could be a leadership team or a part-time team member, start taking over portions of class. And then the third person you're going to eventually outsource is sales.
What do you think is a skill set that you have, or a personality trait that you have that allows you to be successful?
The biggest skill set I think I bring to myself and to my team and to even my family is just consistency. I'm a very consistent person. I would consider myself a fairly boring person. I don't mind wearing the same clothes every single day. I don't mind eating the same food at the same time every single day. I like to live off of a calendar. I like to live off of a schedule. And I think part of that was growing up with two parents that were kind of alphas, right? My dad was a drill sergeant in the military, so you knew at all times what was expected of you. And then I joined the military myself, right? And every day, you know what time you're waking up, you know when you're eating breakfast, you know what you need to be wearing every day, you know what time lights are out. So everything was so structured that now that's just how I live my life, and I appreciate the structure. So I'd say my one skill set or superpower is that I can do the same boring thing every single day and stay the course.
When you have a staff member that is not doing the things that you like, they're not performing to the expectations you have for them, what kind of conversation do you have with them? How do you have that conversation with them? And ultimately, how do you get them to do what you need them to do?
Yeah, great question. So if you have a staff member that's not performing to the level of your expectations, again, it comes back to communication, right? We're in the people business. So it comes down to communicating. You need to get great at the people business. You need to get great at communicating. What I would do is I would sit down with that person one-on-one. I would do it outside of the school. So you don't want to have that boss-employee relationship and that vibe going on. You want to meet outside, grab lunch, grab coffee with them, and just talk to them. Get to know what's going on at home, what's going on in their personal life. They might be dealing with something that you don't even know about, but we're ready to drop the hammer, and it's only going to expedite that and make it worse for them. So care about your team, get to know them, ask what's going on in their life. You know, what Netflix shows are they watching? Are they dating? How's their marriage? How's their dog? How's their cat? Get to know them, and then the walls get lowered and we're able to have an actual conversation of, I've been noticing things have been off at your location, or I'm noticing things that are off here at the school. What's going on, right? How can I help you? And then I always, again, ask them, what can I do to help you? What can I do to personally hold you accountable so that we can move this business in the right direction? And then from there, now we have the ability and the authority to hold them accountable because they've told us they can. All right, guys, thanks for checking out this episode. Again, a little bit different today. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. We'd be happy to answer your questions in our next video. See ya.